Want to hear a story about a creepy doll? You got it. And please, please, turn off right now if you scare easily, as my story is going to freak you out. Don't say I didn't warn you. Still here? Good. So, to the dolls. Okay, no, that's not the creepy doll. So, that's me and my younger sister Harriet. We love playing with dolls, not creepy ones. We'd all go on these great adventures together, and just like them, we were the best of friends. And better still, we loved hanging out together at middle school. And I couldn't imagine her never being around. But then it all changed. No, not that bit yet. I was heading to high school. I knew I was going to miss Harriet, and Harriet was going to miss me. But then something happened. My new school was full of really cool people who were into music and fashion and not dolls. I soon realized I didn't have time for Harriet like I used to, and I really wasn't interested in playing dolls anymore. I was always FaceTiming with my new friends. Or laughing with them at the mall. OMG, this one time? Oh, you have to hear this. I was supposed to meet my friends at the mall, and Mom insisted Harriet go with me as she had to work an extra shift, so I had to babysit her. But I was too embarrassed to be seen with her, as she insisted on bringing her stupid doll. And I ended up hiding and upsetting Harriet when I told her to grow up and stop with the dolls. She kept on saying how I'd changed and was no fun anymore. Had I become possessed? How dare she? And she seemed to get over it okay. Well, I mean, I guess. Anyway, it's time for the creepy doll! This one time, Grandma came over and said she had a gift for each one of us. And can you guess what they were? Dolls. But then the most shocking thing happened. Then Grandma said how my doll was haunted and whoever owned it would have bad luck. I was like, thanks, Grandma. Then she said she knew I was a big girl now, so I wouldn't believe in such nonsense. Which, of course, I didn't, as there's no such thing as ghosts. Or is there? But the next morning... the doll had moved! I thought I must have dreamt putting it somewhere else, and didn't think much of it. But then, strange things started happening. I was always late for school for some reason. I failed a test because I stupidly read the question wrong, and I never do things like that. I thought, was the curse of the creepy doll real? Then I thought, nah, it's all nonsense when... Enough was enough. So I questioned my grandma when she came to visit, and I couldn't believe it. She said she made the whole thing up as a joke. It wasn't haunted. I felt so stupid believing that the creepy doll was possessed or something. So I got rid of it and threw it in the trash, and I thought that would be the end of it. But then I kept being late for school again, and I even got detention, and I kept failing tests even though I know I studied. I couldn't concentrate and was always distracted. It was the curse of the creepy doll's bad luck. Such as the time I accidentally walked into the boys' toilets, which was like totally embarrassing as you can imagine. And when I spectacularly tripped in the canteen and my lunch spilled all over this boy I had a crush on. Oh, the shame. I had to get the doll back, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it had returned on its own. That night, I couldn't sleep in my room, and I pretended to Mom I had a nightmare, as I was sure after her long shift at work, she didn't want to hear that she also had a haunted doll to deal with. But then, I heard a noise. Was it the doll coming to find me? But it wasn't the doll. It was Harriet. And want to know more? I caught her moving the doll. It was you, I said. I couldn't yell as I didn't want to wake Mom up. But Harriet insisted she just did it this one time to teach me a lesson for dropping her, as I didn't like dolls anymore. But now I was obsessed with my new one. But I was like, whatever, and didn't believe her. Well, at least I knew the doll wasn't haunted, and it was all in my head. Or was it? Because the bad luck kept happening. Soon, I didn't want to go out or talk to my friends because I was so paranoid all the time. The creepy doll was cursed! Mom insisted I tell her what was going on, and I told her all about the curse of the creepy doll and how it kept moving on its own and gave me bad luck. And she said curses weren't real. Then she said how it was her who found the doll in the trash and thought it was an accident, so brought it back in. And she said she gave Harriet permission to take the doll, as Harriet thought it might be upset that no one was playing with it, and that making it happy might help make my bad luck stop. Mom said that perhaps the stress of a new school and all the changes happening in my life made me project it onto the doll, which wasn't cursed. Go! Mom then put on her really serious voice and said she could arrange a meeting with a therapist if I didn't want to talk to her about anything. And I realized that I had felt super bad about just leaving Harriet like I did when I went to my new school and got new friends. She must have been really lonely. And, well, growing up is hard, right? And soon, the bad luck seemed to go. And as far as the creepy doll, well, even Harriet said it gave her goosebumps sometimes. So, Mom put it on display and said its spirit wouldn't be able to get out of a glass jar. So hey, if you liked my spooky story, check out my friend Shauna's, as she met 2 ghosts. Did you hear something?